Hello everyone, welcome to my channel CindersDream. I'm Ariel and I want to just say hello to my new followers. Okay, I've had a few new followers since my last video. And this video, I want to do a message from your spirit baby, since this was one of my popular videos, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this reading. But before this reading, you guys, this is an educational channel and I want you all to learn, okay, especially learning about yourself. So for those who are into astrology or want to learn astrology, this channel is for you. So if you have your chart out, okay, or if you need a moment to pull your chart out, okay, you can pause this video. But today I'm going to focus on the 5th house, okay, in astrology. And the 5th house in astrology is basically Leo rules the 5th house, all right? So that deals mostly with children, romance, family, all right? So you want to look to see what planets are in your 5th house and what sign is in the 5th house. Even though it's ruled by Leo, you may not have Leo that, in your 5th house. It may be, I don't know, Virgo or Taurus or something like that. But that's going to give you a little bit like an idea of the energy behind that house. And then, of course, the planets that are in the 5th house is going to also, help you to see what areas in your life you need to work on, what blockages you may have or whatnot. And one of the main things that can be blockages if you don't know how to work with this certain planet is Saturn, okay? Saturn, again, if you scroll down through all my other videos, you can see other posts that I have made and other videos I've made about Saturn. And Saturn is honestly a planet that some people have difficulty with and they are afraid of. But I've learned to embrace the planet Saturn, okay? Saturn is not here to harm you, is not here to hurt you. Saturn is just very strict and just wants you to get the lesson so you can just move on. So if you have Saturn in your 5th house, you are going to have difficulty in your relationships, as far as with your children, in romance. Okay, you may even suffer some miscarriages, all right, in your 5th house. But again, a lot of people, may think that it is there to punish you, but I promise you it's not, all right? You really have to dig deep and do the work and learn about yourself, and especially learn about your family, your ancestry. And another thing that is difficult for people who have Saturn in their 5th house is just letting your hair down and having fun, all right? These people have probably grew up in a family where, the responsibility was always on you. Even though you were a kid or a teen or something like that, you felt like the responsibility was actually on you, and you didn't have a chance to enjoy your childhood. You didn't have a chance to really develop your creativity, okay? That may have been a hindrance, all right, if you have Saturn in the 5th house, all right? So as you grow, as you become an adult, Saturn wants you to, of course, take care of the important stuff, all right? But also learn to let your hair down, learn to have fun. How are you going to enjoy, your children and whatnot if you're just always so uptight? How are you going to be able to invite romance in if you're just always so uptight? What's the point of going on vacation if you're always so uptight? So, that's, what Saturn teaches us in the 5th house. And of course, all the other planets, give influence to what's going on in 5th house. So if you want a breakdown of your chart or help with, assessing certain things in your chart, I will leave my email in the description box, all right? This, again, this channel is for those who want to learn, all right? And those who want to just grow, all right? So this reading, I am just going to focus on the 5th house, and I will let me see, how do I want to do it? Do I want to do it by, I kind of want to just do it by, let's do it by the sign, the zodiac signs, all right? So we're going to start off with Gemini, since we're in Gemini season. Is it Gemini season? I think it's, well, Gemini season. We're gonna start with the Geminis, and then we're gonna keep going all the way until we get to Taurus. Taurus is gonna be last, because you guys we just came through Taurus season. All right. Let me double check to make sure it really is Gemini season, because I think it's Gemini season. It gotta be Gemini. It gotta be Gemini season. But anyways, we'll do it like that. Forgive me if it's not Gemini season yet, but we'll start with the Geminis, all right? So what is hindering you, okay? If you have Gemini in your 5th house, let's see, something you need to focus on. You need to pay attention to your communication, okay? How you communicate with your children, how you communicate with your partner, some things that you and your children can do. If you have like a little girl, you can do like mani and pedicures, like manicures. I'm doing a video. If you are something that, you know, you can just do on your own is just focus on just getting pedicures and stuff like that, and that for self-care. So we're gonna start with Gemini, and let's see what's going on with the messages for your spirit babies and what they have to tell you and what you need to learn as far as your 5th house, and bringing these babies in, why they haven't came in yet, why you've had certain miscarriages, what's going on with the Gemini, if you have Gemini in the 5th house, all right? So, oh my God, and I was just talking about honoring your body, all right, you guys? The cards are just for confirmation, all right? Honor your body, all right? Don't feel ashamed for wanting to get a massage, all right? Wanting to just spend some time with yourself, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. You connecting with your body, all right? And I always say this too, if you are single, you definitely have to get massages, all right? Because if you're single and, you know, you're not going out, you're not doing anything, you're pretty much just going to work, coming home, and that's all you're doing, you're not interacting with other people like on a personal level, you have to touch your, like actually physically touch, all right? You need that. You need that lymphatic drainage. You need that circulation going. You must honor your body in that sense. Hugs go a long way. You know, sometimes you just need a little hug. So again, if you have Gemini in the 5th house, the spirit babies want you to know to make sure that you are honoring your body, all right? This might be a good time for you to do a cleanse, a detox, and to just make sure you are tapped in and you are honoring your body, all right? So now we're gonna move on to Cancer. If you have Cancer in the 5th house, all right? Cancer is all about, of course, the home. So if you have a romantic partner, you guys might like to do things in the home, have date nights in the home, might even be a homebody, okay? Even, let's see, redecorating your home or whatnot. As far as your spirit baby, what's going on? Oh, as well as tapping into your emotions, all right? Making sure your emotions are balanced. So let's see what your spirit baby wants you to know about having Cancer in the 5th house, okay? Write your own story, okay? So, Cancer's 5th house, all right? Use your imaginations. You do not need anyone to tell you how to run your household or what kind of partner you should have or what you should do in your home, okay? Or with your partner, all right? Don't worry about the outside chatter as far as other people's opinions, all right? It's all about what do you want? So journal, okay? What is it something that you truly want? Not to make someone else happy, not to please someone, all right? You may have a tendency to people please. but your spirit baby wants you to know, like, no, it's what do you want, okay? And be sure about that, okay? All right, now we're gonna move on to the Leos. If you have Leo in the 5th house, this is a fun placement to have. Again, tapping into your childhood. All right, let's see what the spirit babies want you to know with Leo in the 5th house. Speak up. Okay, you are a lion. You need to let your roar out, okay? So say what you mean and mean what you say, all right? But also make sure that that is balanced. Make sure that you are not accepting any kind of verbal abuse, okay? But speaking up on the things that you want. So if you do want a baby, communicate that with your partner, all right? It doesn't need to be a secret, all right? That's Leo in the 5th house. You have a very great power with manifesting with your voice and that ability, okay? So now we're going to move on to Virgo in the 5th house. So Virgo in the 5th house, it's going to be so important for you to pay attention to your health and your daily routines, all right? So if you're trying to conceive and have a child at this moment, then you want to make sure that you are eating the proper foods. You want to make sure that you are getting the exercise that you need. If you are overweight, you know, and you want to lose the weight, then make sure you are working on those goals. And you just make sure you have a certain routine. Also, if you need to remove certain bad habits that you may have, you can also do that as well. Another thing that might help, that might be fun for you to do, is when you want to have a child, practice with a little puppy or something, or a little kitten, and have that pet be raised with your child, okay? That's something fun that you guys can do. So you guys, again, the 5th house is all about fun. So that was Virgo. Now we're gonna move on to Libra, okay? So Libra in the 5th house, all right? Libra is all about that balance, okay? So something might be important for you, Libras in the 5th house, is a partnership, okay? A stable partnership, okay? Forget all this other stuff you're hearing about on social media. Sometimes just because you're the feminine energy does not mean you're always the woman energy. So let's, for example, you may not always be the one that is going to be staying at home or something and cooking and cleaning. Your husband might like that, and that is okay. Whatever your balance is with your partner, that's what your balance is with your partner. And nobody needs to have an input on that, okay? So you do what works best for you and your partner, okay? So Libra, let's see what y'all got for what the spirit babies have to say about Libra in the 5th house, okay? Leap outside your comfort zone, okay? So you might be used to dating someone who is, you know, about certain roles, and you're just not into that. Like, you know what you want truly, and you know, leap outside your comfort zone. Whatever you want, there is somebody out there for you who wants that same thing, okay? Now we're gonna move on to Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, most definitely in the 5th house, you need to make sure you are being responsible with your sex partners, okay? You have to be asking those questions like, when was your last checkup? Here is my last checkup. Here's my yearly exam. Making sure you are being responsible with your reproductive health. Cysts and fibroids and endometriosis. Pay attention to those things. Erectile dysfunction. You just want to make sure your overall sex health is good before you are trying to reproduce, okay? Another thing too is be careful of like sex magic. Let's see what the spirit babies have to say. Scorpio in the 5th house. Oh, also, you may experience miscarriage as well here with Scorpio in the 5th house. It's that whole cycle of death and rebirth, death and rebirth. So let's see. Heightened sensitivity. Yes, this is a very sensitive subject. So if you have had some miscarriages, again, I am deeply, I send my condolences. I know that's something that's very hard for, you to deal with, but you want to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Something that could be helpful too is yoni steams, okay? As well as just certain talisman that you can wear for protection, okay? All right, Scorpio in the 5th house. All right, now we're gonna move on to, give me 1 second. This is something that I want to talk about. Let me make sure I am pronouncing this right. You guys give me 1 second because I don't want to give you guys the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, so there is another zodiac sign that a lot of people don't really talk about, and it is, I just want to pronounce it right, you guys, because I just want to make sure I say it right. Ophiuchus, okay, Ophiuchus, and it's spelled Ophiuchus, and that is for those who are born between November 30th and December 18th, okay? A lot of people don't really talk about the zodiac sign, or a lot of people don't know about the zodiac sign because it's the healer. It's the healer zodiac sign. These people are very wise, and it's the zodiac sign that is ruled by our healthcare system. Okay, so you can imagine how powerful that is, with the snakes and the snake going up the rods. Okay, so again, this is a very powerful sign, and if you have this in the 5th house, let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's see what the spirit baby. Okay, yes, that's what I was feeling. It is a heavy energy. You can imagine. That's why, see, Scorpio is like this, the heightened sensitivity, okay? But the Ophiuchus is this. Like I said, it's a very hard placement to have. But if you have this placement, you just must know that you just cannot and you should not give up. Okay? You cannot and you should not give up. Oftentimes, this is something that is karmic. It is something that you need to work with your ancestors to clear away. But the reason why it's so hard and it's so difficult is because you have the ability to move and shift whatever needs to be cleared away, if that makes any sense. So if you have a certain sign in your house, or a certain placement in your house that you feel like you have been cursed, you have not been cursed. Okay, it's almost like Chiron with the wounded healer. Once you overcome this placement, you are going to be able to help others. You'll be able to heal others. Okay, you may even be able to find a certain treatment, or just something to help other people. All right, so again, this too shall pass. I promise you, this too shall pass. So, all right, so now we're going to move on to Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, if you have Sagittarius in your 5th house, you are probably one that you might even homeschool your kids, all right? You might find your partner in a distant land, okay? Overseas somewhere. Your partner might be foreign, or you might be the one that's foreign to your partner. You might speak a different language. So yeah. And what does the spirit baby want you to know if you have Sagittarius in the 5th house? Oh, energy cleanse. Wow. Okay. This is what I'm going to talk about. Because I know certain cultures, they don't want other cultures to intermingle with them. And that is one of the main things that I have heard from the spirit babies, is that certain cultures and people don't want, the immediate family does not want this certain individual in their bloodline. I'm not even going to joke with you. I'm going to be very honest with you. You are one that, and it has to be you and your partner. It just can't be one of you doing the work. It has to be you and your partner that is doing a sacred ritual, okay? Especially if you guys are wanting to be married, or if you're married already, or if you're trying to conceive. You are one to where you most definitely, when you find out that you are pregnant, you need to keep that a secret. You need to, if you do tell anyone, you have to make sure that you trust this person. Like, you really use your discernment, okay? Because certain energies, they just don't want those to mix, all right? So again, if you have your partner, it is more powerful if you and your partner are on the same page, all right? Don't be doing stuff behind people's back and thinking it's not going to catch up with you. Make sure you guys are on the same page, okay? And definitely have a sacred ritual, okay? Sagittarius in the 5th house. All right, now we're going to move on to Capricorn. Ooh, Capricorn in the 5th house. Yes, this is one where, look, if you have Capricorn in the 5th house, you need to make sure that you have your money together. You might have children like later on in life. And that's not a bad thing, because the child that wants to come in wants to make sure that you are stable. I'm not even trying to be funny or anything, but some of these kids don't want to come to a broke family or a broken family. They want to live in a certain level of comfort. Okay, so don't rush things, all right? Make sure you have your foundations in order, and make sure that you are someone who would have to put their career first, depending on other placements, but you are someone that would have to put their career first in order for this baby to come through, okay? And also, if you are the feminine energy, if you are, I'll say this, if you are a woman and you are, because Capricorn can be in her masculine energy. So your husband might be one to stay at home while you work, but it works for you too, okay? Some people might be like, oh, you're the breadwinner, your husband, that's none of their business. That's nobody's business, okay? If it works for y'all, let it work for y'all, okay? And also your ancestries will be really, really important. Making sure like you have your altars in your home, you're connecting with your ancestors and all that other stuff, all right? Now we're gonna move on to Aquarius, okay? So if you have, I'm sorry. Yes, Aquarius. If you have Aquarius in the 5th house, you are one to, you might meet your partner at a social event. You might have one to where, depending on what other planets are aspected, your friends might be really, really involved in your pregnancy. As far as like throwing you a big baby shower, like depending on what placements you have, you might be one to, yes, have your friends involved. But if you have any kind of negative aspects, which you will look to in your chart, you want to make sure that you don't have any secret enemies. But let's see what the cards say as far as clearly what is holding you back from having this spirit baby come through. I think you have 2 cards. Okay, so you have a fresh start, okay, and a transformation. So if this is a fresh start and a transformation, that's telling me that you had to let something go in order to have this fresh start. So maybe you did have to leave a certain social circle. Maybe you've had to delete your social media account. Maybe you've had to just let go of something, or this is what you need to do in order for this baby to come through. But only you know what that is. So once you let it go, then it's right here. And you guys know, you know what it is. You like, oh my God, and see, this is confirmation. The child. Yep, you know what it is. Okay, Aquarius in the 5th house. All right, Pisces. If you have Pisces in the 5th house, it would be very beneficial for you to actually daydream. I know that sounds really crazy, but in your mind, think about what you want your baby to look like, how you want things to be when you are pregnant with your partner. Use your imagination. This is a placement where you want to use your imagination so you can create, because the 5th house is a house of creativity. So you have the gift to dream. You have the gift of sight. You have those creativity gifts, so you might as well use them. All right? Pisces in the 5th house. Let's see. Pisces in the 5th house. Let's see what your spirit baby has to say. And it's 7:11 on the clock. My current time at the moment. So let's see, maybe that might resonate with someone. All right, Pisces. You guys, what did I say? Didn't I say you had the gift of sight? Pisces, yes, you have the gift of sight, so use it, okay? To bring your baby in. All right, now we're going to do Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius in the 5th house. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I did Aquarius already. Pisces. We are going to do Aries. Aries in the 5th house. So if you have Aries in the 5th house. So, if you have Aries in the 5th house, I know you guys have fun. You might even be a parent to, whereas I don't know, I just feel like you would have a lot of children. Okay, let's keep going. Aries in the 5th house. Break free. What do you need to break free from, Aries? Certain habits, certain addictions. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Before I even pulled this card, I was going to say that Aries in the 5th house may have a tendency to not really put their children against each other, but it's to teach, because Aries is the sign that is all about war. You got to think, this is the god of war. So this placement might be an instigator, okay? This is the type of parent, if there's an issue, they will tell their kids, you know what, just duke it out. Just fight it out. And y'all gonna have to just figure it out, okay? That's what I got for Aries in the 5th house. I'm just gonna pull one more card just because it's just so funny to me. Okay, but balance, yes, we need that balance. But again, like I said, it's not going to be in a like a mean way. It's gonna be like a, hey, I expect my kids to know how to fight. All right. They might even do like little mini boxing session classes. martial arts, something that has to do with fighting. But one thing about it, your kids are going to know how to fight. All right, so where we at? Last but not least, we are going to do Taurus. All right, Taurus, if you have Taurus in the 5th house, oh gosh, you are that parent that is all about luxury, luxurious things, but also stable. You're going to be good with your money. But let's see what your spirit baby has to say, what you need to do in order to pull this spirit baby in, or what it is that you need to see. Okay, Taurus in the 5th house. Okay, trust the process. All right, spirit is near. With this too, I also feel you need to work on your throat chakra, or you have been working on your throat chakra. And know and trust and believe that they hear you. God hears you. But you must continue to just trust the process. Spirit is near. I'm going to pull another card for you all, though. Specifically, what is it, though? Yes, they're trusting the process. Yes, Spirit, we know you're near, but... and sometimes it's, maybe is it a secret? What's going on? Oh gosh, they're not telling me nothing. Your Taurus, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, and it's 717. Sometimes, and you have to remember, not only good energy and spirits hear you, but also the bad ones. So whatever it is, the baby that you're wanting to manifest and come in, you must keep that a secret. You must keep that under wraps. I wouldn't tell anybody until you know for sure that you're not high risk, you're gonna, carry the baby safe. You get what I'm saying? But know and remember that divine timing is at play. So I know sometimes we want things on our time. And there's been time for me too. I've wanted some things, on my time, and then I don't get it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that it didn't come when I wanted it to come. I know that is sometimes hard to take in, but it is for our protection. It is for our protection. I promise you it is. And I'm going to pull one more card, Taurus, for you. But yeah, you need to trust the process. One more card for Taurus. I pulled this card, but it's like, look, calm down. It says 5 years in. I know that's probably not something that you wanted to hear, like, calm down. But that's the energy and the space that they want you to be in order to have this baby come through and whatnot. Okay? Okay, I think that's all I have for all of you. Okay, again, check your 5th house placements, okay? Go through my other videos if you don't know how to look at your placements, okay? Get familiar with your birth chart. Your birth chart is your own personal individual key, okay? It is something that is specific to you and only you, and you must know how to learn. You must learn how to study it, okay? You must learn how to study yourself. Like, why are you here? Why are you going through certain things that you're going through, okay? You must know these things, all right? It's going to not only help you, but it's going to help your children, okay, who are wanting to come through, the spirit babies. And also, it might be something that has, your bloodline, okay, your ancestors and stuff want you to learn, okay? It's probably been stuff that's been going on in your bloodline for a very long time. And it's like, okay, you are the one that's going to break it. You are the one that is going to actually, like, you have the key to unlock it, okay? We have so much tools and resources that our families, okay, never, ever even could imagine that they could have. And we must use them, okay? Also, you guys, I spoke about this in my last video about ancestor money. Now, you can get whatever ancestor money you choose. Like I said, these are the ancestor money I choose. And again, I notice, you know, when I'm using them and then when I'm not using them. Simply, you know, write your petition on here, and you can roll up, you know, whatever herbs, you know, you want to put in here. Clove is a really good herb if you're trying to use it for protection, especially if you have, you know, like Sagittarius in the 5th house. I would definitely put some cloves in here, but anyone can do it. And just make sure you have something that you are doing regularly, okay? You want to make sure that, you're on the same page with your partner. You want to make sure that you're checking in with yourself daily. You just want to make sure that you are mentally in a good space, all right? Don't shy away from getting therapy. Don't shy away from speaking to someone. Put your health first, okay? That's what it's about, all right? That's all I have for you for this spirit baby message. I think these are fun. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna pull one more card, and then this is gonna be the final one. I love this deck. This is the children's deck, spirit animal card deck. And let's see, because your inner child and your spirit baby are connected. If your inner child is not happy, then it's going to be very difficult for the spirit baby to come through. Again, these messages are not for everybody. They are for specific people. So if it does not resonate, you know, just simply, you know, log off. You don't have to listen to this message. But you know, if this message is for you, then you know, okay? But I'm just going to do just a general spirit babies. What do you want the collective to know, okay? Do the right thing. What is the right thing? What's the right thing for you? Are you listening to other people about how you should be, what you should settle for, or what you should look for in a partner? You got to ask yourself some tough questions sometimes, all right? Are you even connected with your inner child? Is your inner child, seriously, secretively, somewhere in that back corner just crying? Haven't dealt with those traumas, okay? All right, inner child, what do you have the collective? What do you want the collective to know? Dream, okay, especially for my Pisces in the 5th house, all right? I seen a quote, it said, if you don't dream, you don't have a personality. And you don't want your baby to come up here without a personality, okay? Use those visualizations, okay? And the last card for you all. See the last cards for babies. Ask for what you want. Be very specific. When you ask for stuff, don't be like, I don't want that. When you go to a restaurant, do you let the waitress or the waiter know, I don't want that. I don't want that or that, but I do want that. No, nobody asked you what you didn't want. Nobody asked you what you didn't want. They want to know, what do you want? That's all that matters. What do you want? Okay? That's all I have for you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all. Peace.
I was waiting till the sky was falling, and my breath till every single star had a light.